you wanna start thrifting in 2024, or you just wanna step up your thrifting game, I have the ultimate thrift guide, and I'm gonna take you around and just show you all my tips and advice on thrifting. That way you have the most pocket-friendly thrift guide to take with you everywhere you go. Some tips beforehand you go to the thrift store that I feel like are very imperative is for you to create a thrift wish list. Here's an example of mine and some things that I'm looking for this season. This just keeps it more easier to have an idea of what you're looking for specifically, and to me, in a way, it also feels like a kind of way of like manifesting what you're wanting to thrift. Have your measurements ready, whether that's, you know, measuring yourself or measuring items that you enjoy. For instance, I have measured one of my favorite jeans just so that I know exactly how I want them to fit. So that's something you can come to, is have measurements with your favorite top. That way when you're at thrifting, you kind of already know the measurements of your favorite items at home so that you can find something similar. Besides with having your measurements ready, bring a measuring tape. And I think this is a very imperative one. Have an idea what's in your wardrobe. I think the easiest way to do so is I have an app called Open Wardrobe where I digitize most of my clothing items on there. So if I ever need a reference of what is in my wardrobe, I literally open the app and be like, yeah, I do have a similar cardigan like this. This just helps also just with less consumption and overbuying similar items if that's something that you're trying to avoid. And I always bring some Pinterest inspiration. This really just helps like narrow down what you're really looking for and just the overall vibe of the things that you're potentially trying to find. Thrift store is about to open, so let's head inside. I always suggest thrifting outside of the suburbs. I just feel like it's less crowded, less dense, and usually can find more stuff. So we're at Amvets in Long Beach. Okay, so good question. Where do you start? Honestly, I think it depends on what you're looking for. I think this is the best time to go over your thrift wish list and kind of see what are the items you're looking for. And for me, I typically tend to start with the smaller sections because I get easily overwhelmed. So I'll start off with accessories, then I'll go to like skirts, jackets, dresses, jeans, and tops is like the last one. I think tops are one of the things that I easily get overwhelmed because there's so many different silhouettes and styles of it. What is the best day to thrift? Okay, I think it honestly depends like what you're trying to do. So I love to go on sale days, but I think sale days are the best to like avoid because they are trying to get rid of inventory, so they're not putting really that many stuff new on the rack, and it's usually really busy. And I usually love to come to the thrift really early in the morning, right when they open, because usually put stock out like the night before and in the morning as well. So try to get here right when they open. It's less crowded, and or a couple hours after they open. And anytime Monday through Friday is best. I try to avoid the weekends because the weekends it's just always a little bit more busy. We're in the shoe section, and I feel like this is the place where I get least overwhelmed, so it's where I like to thrift first. Please inspect your shoes. I don't know how many times I've taken shoes home and they're not in the best quality. And also try them on and walk around them in the store. For example, these, I was about to try them on and I noticed my sock was like all black. Well, because they are already peeling, so that is a no. I'm not taking those. Right now on my thrift wish list, I have pointed boots, black like heels or mules. Quickly gonna look over that and please skim to the shoes that I'm interested in, add them to my cart. These are literally everyone in the kitten heel. These might be a little bit, it's a really good color. Literally just found these boots, something that I've had on my thrift wish list. There's also a place you can find good loafers, like look at these are pretty good conditions. I always need, and they're old though. We're in the bag section. With bags, I like to have like a fun statement or very like keep it neutral. I see this one right here and I'm just intrigued by it. I like the size and the color, obviously, and it's massive. It's literally like a laptop bag, but there is some scuffing on it. This is fun in itself that it's like a sequence bag. This in the summer I think would be really nice. Really liking these like buckle like pockets in the front of the bag. This is not exactly what I'm looking for, but just an example. So, you know, if you ever need like a laptop bag, check here. Always check the thrift. And this is all leather. You always find good quality materials here. So here's another bag that I found. I really like this huge buckle on it. And you can also fit a laptop here. Okay, so we're in the jacket section, and this thrift store doesn't have a huge jacket section, so it's perfect to just like go in and quickly check. When it comes to jackets, I look for style and print and material. Those are like my number one. So if you're looking for like a trench or a coat, for example, look at this gray trench, and it's London fog, really nice. At the moment, the thing that I'm looking for is maybe if I find a nice little short like coat like this one. How pretty is that? Here in Southern California, because we only have like a small amount where it gets really cold, a lot of people don't always look at the jackets because again we don't really have that many cold seasons to thrift a season ahead. So I would already look at jackets if your thrift store has it out during the summer or the fall. This Rockaware puff jacket, tell me why 2007 Karina had this jacket. Jackets is a fun way to like have fun with prints or make it like a statement. In the skirt section, and when it comes to skirts, I typically look for style and length. If I'm looking for mini skirts, I try to look for mini skirts that have built-in shorts already. Keep in mind the materials. Right now, something on my thrift wish list is a gray skirt. I see one right here, but I'm also looking for like a mini style, and this one is more of a midi. Again, you can also always get things tailored, but I've been trying to avoid the tailor. To look for when it comes to skirts is maybe athletic skirts, because they always usually have like a built-in short underneath. So here's an example. This one, it's cute, beautiful, it has a slit, but it also has the built-in short, so it's like all and done. So keep that in mind. I think looking in the athletic section, you'll find some really good mini skirts. And this one isn't my size, or else I would have been taking it. Material I like to look for is silk, and you can just, if you've ever felt silk, it's kind of really like, to me I feel like it's buttery, so sometimes you can just touch material and feel like if it's silk or not. And look at the tag as well. Unfortunately, I don't see any silk skirts here today, but that's something I always look for because it has more of a flowy fit, like these photos right here. One of my favorite areas is to check is the lingerie. One, because it's usually one of the smaller sections, so you can easily go through it quickly, and you always find like that style of like realization par dresses. Example, look at this one. It's so pretty, very layerable. Even with what I'm wearing, I feel like stunning. And again, these dresses are just a very easy layerable piece from winter to summer. I am at the dresses, and dresses typically for me is another area that I get overwhelmed. But what I do enjoy about dresses is that this thrift store is all usually in colors. So right now I'm currently looking for more printed and maxi style dresses. I also have like a gray dress that I'm looking for, so I'm going to those sections first. And I typically do avoid like color dresses, so I'll avoid maybe like a purple dress or a green dress because I'm looking for more of a print or a neutral. So let's check these dresses right here. There's so many printed ones. Dresses I feel like is a really very versatile piece because not only can you wear them in the spring and summer, but you can definitely layer them up in the winter. I feel like we've been seeing a lot lately is leopard print, and so there is this leopard print like maxi dress, and I think this is a good time to bring out your like Pinterest board or any kind of inspo that you have. I found this leopard dress. Look at that, it's cute. So I'm interested in this. I'm gonna put it in the cart. I try to thrift quickly as possible. That's just like how I work. So if I'm interested in an item, I put it in the cart, and then when we're doing the try on portion, I'll make my decisions. Okay, so we're in the sweater section, and right now I'm looking for like cardigans, double zip sweaters, cable knit sweaters. So I just kind of keep that in mind. For me, one of the most important things when it comes to the sweater section is the material. I typically tend to look for cashmere or 100% cotton because usually sweaters are something you're layering on top of, and you want to stay warm as well. And so you don't want like a material like wool, because 100% wool can be really itchy. So when it comes to wool, I like to get it with something mixed with it, whether it's like wool with cotton, or if I really want wool, one of the best wool materials I feel like is pure merino wool, which I feel like at the thrift store you can usually find a lot of that. I start looking at the sweaters in the women's section, but I feel like if you want more of a baggier fit, the men's sweater section is truly the best. So let's quickly look over some sweaters. So this thrift store in particular, they have their long sleeves and their sweaters put together. So it's a mesh of sweaters and tops. So keep that in mind as well as the cardigans and so. Look at this. This is a fleece turtleneck. I think this is fun. and it feels soft, so we're gonna put that in there. And just keep in mind of those materials you like and the silhouettes and structures. And sometimes that's the thing. The rule of thumb is sometimes you just have to look through each item on the rack. So this is all wool and Angora and 10% nylon. So as cute as it is and the structure, it's gonna be really itchy. Comes to jeans, for me personally, as a plus size person, I've actually had better luck in the men's section. I feel like more of a baggier fit in a more size range for me. So when thrifting for jeans, I think it's really important to keep an idea of the style you like. So for example, for me, I like a more baggier jean but a more fitted top, as well as I go for a mid-rise versus a high-rise. And this is a great time to bring your measuring tape and to measure the rise, because then you'll be able to see what is high-rise and what is mid-rise. I think anything above 10 to 14 is more of a high-rise, and under 10 I would consider more of a mid-rise. And I think the quickest way to look through jeans is based on the shade or the color. I typically go for a very dark denim or a very medium washed denim jean. And men's sizing is very different. They're by waist and length. Usually men's jeans have a tag in the back that tells you the exact waist and length. So for me, I'm a size 16, and typically in the men's I am a waist 38 to 40 and length is 30. To jeans, I feel like the best material is like 100% cotton, but I like to have elastane and spandex because it's just more comfortable for me. So I look for like 99% cotton and 1% like elastane and spandex. Here is the size 36 by 29, which is a really good length for me, but might be too small. So these are 38 and I like the wash. Now I want to see how waisted these are. To see the rise, you just measure from the bottom of the seam here, and it looks like these are about 12 to 13. So this is probably be a little bit more of a high rise on me. Typically with jeans I go for a size 20 for me in inches, and this is a 19, so it might be a little too fitted. Because it doesn't have spandex, it's 100% cotton, it'll be too fitted on me, it'll be uncomfortable. Don't have a measuring tape, you can always take these. It has to be buttoned though. And see how it doesn't touch? This is kind of have an idea it's not gonna fit well on me. So these are a no. With Levi's, you usually get the waist measurement and the length, which I like that it tells you that, and it tells you the style of jeans. These are one of my favorite styles, which is the 559. Usually 559s are more of like a mid-rise jean, so I'll put a list of different codes of Levi's style jeans because they all have different silhouettes. The 550s I would say are more like high-waisted, while the 559s are more mid-rise. If you're looking for like the Copenhagen style or Scandinavian style size button-ups to begin with, men's section is always a good place to do so. And I feel like the typical ones to find is like a white long sleeve, a blue striped one, a black one. So I'll show you some good examples. And then again, because I feel like men's sizing usually is a little bit more oversized, and you can find a lot of oversized button-ups here. So many different prints and silhouettes. And for some reason, I feel like the men's clothing always has better material. So sometimes you can find like 100% cotton, 100% linen. So especially in the summer and spring, linen tops and taking like an oversized button-up with you, perfect cover-up. Here's an example of an oversized top. I like the stripes. I think this is really beautiful in the summer, and it feels like it's a linen blend. I can't find the material, it doesn't have it, but this is definitely giving me like Jerf Avenue as well. Scandinavian style, very layerable. I love oversized button. So this top is 100% linen. As you can tell, it's very see-through. It flows really nice. I really like this one actually, so I might put this in my cart. We're at the last section, which is tops, and tops is usually one of the largest sections at a thrift store. I think it's just because, one, there's abundance of it, but because there's so many different styles and silhouettes, so it's just like a lot to get through. And I feel like tops is the most versatile thing you can have because they literally are for all different seasons. When it comes to tops, I like to look at silhouettes, like more of a short sleeve or a strapless silhouette. So I'll go there first, and especially during the winter, I just feel like people are not really looking at like the short sleeves because it's cold. Since I like more of a neutral palette, I tend to go there first. So I look at all the neutrals, and then if I'm interested in color, then I'll look at colored tops. Also, don't be afraid of the tag. If it is tagged a medium or a large and you're like me, a plus size girly who wears a size extra large, a lot of tops have very flexible materials, so it can really stretch. So even though a top is a medium, it could probably stretch it to an extra large. Just check the material. Or where when it comes to thrifting, sizing is just everywhere because you have a mix of vintage clothing, contemporary, modern, so sizing can be just sometimes irrelevant when it comes to thrifting. This is a great time where you can check the size on the tops by measuring the pit to pit. So let's start off at the short sleeve tops, which is one small section, which again, when it comes to thrifting, I like to start in the smaller sections first. Here's an example of what I like to thrift. It's usually tops with different silhouettes. As you can see here, one side is, it's like asymmetrical, and one side is a smaller strap than the other. And the pattern is different and it's cool. So this I'm definitely adding to my cart. So this is 19, but if you stretch it, it can go up to 23. And my pit to pit is usually 19-20, so this will definitely fit. Again, this is a great section to look for basics. Like, look at this top right here, a simple, nice, clean white tee. It's a really interesting silhouette, but not what I'm looking for. But there's always cool ways to like step up basics, which I think this is a good example. Now we're at the part where I like to call the try on portion, and I feel like this, out of everything, is probably the most imperative. If your thrift store has fitting rooms, please utilize them. Someone's testing out an electronic, see? Trying it out before they buy it. If you don't have a fitting room, wear something that is easy to interchange with. I'm actually wearing a romper underneath what I'm wearing, so if I have pants, I can easily slide it under my skirt or the shirt. It's just like a simple spaghetti style shirt, so I know anything that I try the shirt and the skirts with should match because it's a very basic top. And if I don't like it just with this basic top, then it's probably not for me. I also think this is a great time to open an app such as Open Wardrobe, where you have like your closet space digitized, so you can just confirm if this is something you want to add to your closet. This all helps with the selection process and just with less consumption when it comes to thrifting. See, this is just not the fit that I like, but it's a really nice coat. If it was a little bit slightly more oversized. So see, I really like the print of this. The only thing is just it's too fitted, because for this one I really wanted it to be closed, not open. See, I don't like it like this. So fortunately it doesn't work. So I don't know if you can tell, but it is definitely fitted on me. So it's probably a no, but it's really cute and it's soft. It feels really nice. Oh, I was excited about this one because it has a double zip and I really like that, but it's too small. No. I'm about to try this on. I think it's going to be really hard for you to see it, but I am wearing a romper. I definitely want it. It's giving me realization par vibes. Like, this was meant for me, you know? How does it look? Really nice on. So this is definitely more fitted style. So if I was to get this one, it would definitely be for just like keeping it open. But I don't really want that. I want more of a versatile piece. So I'm gonna leave this one, even though good material, just the fit isn't there yet. So this, I really like the structure of it. I think it looks good with the skirt that I'm wearing, so I know that's when I'm gonna wear it. So this is definitely for sure. And again, I told you this material is very stretchy as well. Always keep in mind that you won't always find everything that you're looking for at one thrift store. Sometimes you need to go to multiple ones. Honestly, the more that you thrift, the more opportunity you have to find the things you want. Remember, thrifting takes time. I really hope you enjoyed this thrift guide. I'm gonna end the video here, and I'll probably end up showing the things that I ended up thrifting in like a collective thrift haul. So this is typically what goes through my mind when it comes to thrifting and just my whole thought process. I really hope you enjoyed this thrifting guide, and let me know what you think. Also, if you have other tips and advice down below, please add them in the comments. Let's all help each other out. I hope you enjoyed today's video. Thank you so much for watching me, and if you want to see more thrift related content, you can follow me on my socials as Living as Karina, as well as don't forget to subscribe and give it a like. It just really helps with the algorithm. That is all, my loves. Love you lots, and I'll see you soon with a new video. Bye.